Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Perth's premier podcast, Monkey Sword Fight, with me, your host Jordan Patrick, and me Mikey Dots.
Me Mikey Dots again. He's back for Saturday's episode.
Yeah, exactly. You don't say it's a word with dots though, so...
That's alright, I could hit you with one if you want. Shall we introduce who we've got first?
First of all, we've got Andy Mack on the ones and twos as per usual.
What's happening?
We've got a special guest, host Chuff.
Hiya!
And we're once again joined by a very special guest, Mitch Hunter of Groovement and Craigie Knowes. How are you, mate?
I'm good.
Glad to have you back. Aye, so what we'll do is, like I say, we'll get through the usual, carry on, and we'll do the formalities, and then we'll start speaking to our guests. So Andy Mack, hit us with your word with Mac.
Words with Macapella, yeah, well we're waiting on Words with Dots to come in, so we'll pop that in as soon as
I've absolutely loved when Mike's been away the wee word with dots, and then Andy's thrown in a wee shoo, and then Mike's been superimposed, and then go,
I think it's here to stay.
That's fucking brilliant, like, honestly.
Right, you ready for this one?
Go for it.
Megan, get ready to roll your eyes.
Okay, brilliant.
Because I picked a really bad one for you.
Jesus.
You guys are going to love this. Right, words with Macapella. If you were able to believe in Santa Claus for like 8 years, you can believe in yourself for like 5 minutes.
Fuck off.
That's fucking brilliant,
Jesus.
man.
That's really bad. So what we'll do is we'll insert Words with Dots here.
Alright.
While planning may define a structure, it may also prevent the idea from finding its own form. There's a little rain in the background just for effect too. Love ya.
We don't know what it is yet, so we can't kind of respond to it, but I'm sure it'll be good.
Fucking right. Well done, Mike. Fantastic, pal. Another star
Bunch of
here.
shite.
Once again, you can find us on our email addresses, monkeyswordfightpodcast@gmail.com, Facebook Monkey Sword Fight. We can get a few Braw Or Naw suggestions, which we'll get to later on. We'll do a little bit of sports. I have got some feedback. I had people shouting at me when we had drinks in the house on Sunday for the World Cup final. It was basically Chuff and Rachel. Hi, Rachel.
Hi, Rachel.
Oh, hi, Rachel.
Hi, Rachel.
Cool. That's that out of the way for the week. Basically saying they would like us to do an episode without any sports.
That would be amazing.
Yep, no problem.
So we can fit that one in. World Cup's over and there's a couple of weeks till the football starts again, so maybe Saturday's episode we'll do without any sports.
I'd like that.
It's going to be hard.
I can't worry. We'll just edit, like, for whenever we talk about sports, we just get one of us going,
We're like talking about sports tonight though, yeah?
oh yeah, fuck
Just
it.
a wee bit, right, cool.
Anyone have up yourself, Andy? Had any feedback this week?
Not to me directly, but a lot of Braw Or Naws and that coming in, and the Twitter's now over 300 followers. And Podbean numbers have gone a wee bit mental in that as well. So where before it was taking, I don't know, it took nearly 3 months to get the first 1,000 downloads on Podbean, should probably go through that in at least half the time this time. So it's about
thank you
160 episodes a week getting downloaded. It's awesome.
Very fucking much to every single one of you who has listened, and let us take this little thing that me and my pal recorded a year ago for 20 minutes to having a couple of thousand people listening. So pretty fucking doss. We had our pal Mark Grinley got in touch to say he started listening after his beard got an honourable mention last week.
Yep.
It's a powerful fucking beard though.
Yep. Well, we always give folk shout outs. Everybody that sends stuff in for us to read or gets in contact, whatever, we always give them a shout out. So keep sending us stuff, keep messaging us, it's good.
So we're joined once again by Mitch Hunter of Groovement, Carigie Knowes fame. How are you, bud?
I'm good.
We're here with some very exciting news and development in the local Perth night scene.
Yep.
So do tell, man, go ahead.
So after 5 years we've moved out of the Ice Factory. So the last event was our 5th birthday, which was a nice way to say bye to the club, and we're now moving to the building that used to house City and Harry's, so everyone's favourite beer garden's coming back.
Yes!
Yeah.
I think the only beer garden in Perth that actually gets any sun.
I know, because you can sit in the Thames, but it just, it's not the
Smells
same.
of piss and disappointment.
It's a big space as well outside City.
Yeah.
And you guys have actually played there way back in the day.
I know,
as well.
when we went,
that.
yeah, Graham used to get us in when we were like 16 to DJ because we were probably cheap. Because we're cheaper than everyone else. So this is amazing. We're in a nightclub and we're only 15, 16. But yeah, it'll be good because it means there's I think they're planning to get the big screen up again. So
Oh, brilliant.
yeah, so
What shame it wasn't open for this World Cup?
I know.
With the
Well,
weather and everything.
he was trying to get it all set up and all the paperwork through, but he just didn't have. He just wasn't able to get it done in time. So I think hopefully it'll be open. The pub and the beer garden should be open in the next couple of weeks.
Nice.
And then the nightclub will probably follow a couple of weeks after as well. So there is a lot of work that's needing done, but it's a lot easier for people to go and visit because it's not the Ice Factory. It's not like
it's not right out
you've
the way.
not got to walk across the inch, which I think put a lot of people off. I think there's still some people walking about the inch that haven't managed to escape after nights out in the Ice Factory. So.
A couple of dodgy walks back. We'll get into that. But so how did the fifth birthday go down? Because we were on last.
It was really good. Yeah, he was amazing. It was a nice way to end because we'd been wanting to get him for years, and he's kind of infamous in that he can be quite difficult to book. But we picked him up and I had to actually sit in the air. He's from London, so it was while the England-Sweden game was on. So I had to sit in the airport with him and have a couple of pints as soon as he landed to try and not shout when England scored. So yeah, he kind of kept himself quiet during the game, but yeah, he was really, really good. Stayed for a couple of hours after the club as well and just hung out with us. But you tend to find that all these people are, as much as you put them on a pedestal and think that they're not celebrities, but they're really well known in the circles that we run in, and they're just down to earth people, which is good. And he was a banging DJ as well, which is the reason.
That's what's handy, yeah. That sounds like a decent night.
Yeah, it was really, really good. So, like I said, it's just the perfect way to end 5 years. As a nice way to round it off at the Ice Factory. So it'll be a shame to leave, but I think it's kind of run its course. Everyone, I think Perth needs someone a bit more new and exciting, and with the restrictions that Mike and Chloe had put on them at the nightclub, I think them getting free reign of City will just be a breath of fresh air at the city centre, which is what is needed.
Definitely, man. We were talking about this last time. It was just you had the Ice Factory or the loft.
Yeah, that's
or
it.
the venue, and 9 times out of 10 you would go to the loft because you didn't want to walk to the Ice Factory unless there was something on. So the fact now there's going to be a bit of competition for the nightlife in Perth. Sorry, I just had a message from Rachel saying, remember and discuss a sports-free episode.
I was hoping I was just going to say hi after we just said hi.
But no, definitely, the person crying out for me, you touched on this the last time, like, I remember City, that was primarily where I went before my wee boy was born. That's when I used to go for the night, so I fucking had a great time in that place.
It's a great space because you've got, it's kind of similar to the Ice Factory in that they've got the more commercialised stuff upstairs, and then now what was formerly known as the mez bar will be the kind of room that we're dealing with. But it means that you can go there during the day, have drinks and stuff, and then if you want to keep partying you can go upstairs. If some of you are into dance music, fair enough, stay in the mez bar, but if some of you aren't into that sort of stuff, you can go upstairs. So it kind of covers all aspects of clubbing, hopefully, which is what they're aiming for.
Well, that's what another person was, because like you say, the Ice Factory used to have all the different stuff on all the levels.
Yeah,
like,
I think they even used to do like hip hop down
the Casbah.
Yeah, in the Casbah.
Yeah,
that was my favourite room as well.
Plus the inexplicable gold camel was always amazing when you were absolutely wasted.
Yeah, I think that room was just so well set up. But
I used to love thing about the Ice Factory, it was like a fucking maze, so if you're absolutely wankers you'd be like, where the fuck am I?
That's what clubbing should be. You should just forget about everything else while you're in there.
Just go wandering.
Yeah.
So I was like, because you get even clubs in Dundee and that, like it's not the best place. What is it? I can't remember what it's called now. But
Fat Sam's. I've lost in there a few times.
Things. You're like, what's doing here? I fucking love this tune. You'll find yourself on an 80s floor for 45 minutes.
I used to go to parties and that when I used to live down south, down places like Slough. It'd be warehouses, and like the walls would be knocked in, so it'd be just a big circle, and you would go literally from room to room. It'd be drum and bass here, then you got like garage two-step in this room, then there's dance in this room, hip hop over here, just totally wild. But I mean, for you guys, what an opportunity! You've cut your teeth for 5 years down at the Ice Factory. You've learned a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And now you've got the opportunity to go and literally rebuild a brand, a venue, right in the centre of Perth.
Yeah.
Go out and just...
Right when the buzz is good as well. So you've built your own buzz for 5 years, so now that folks see that your name's to something.
It's perfect in the sense that the actual club itself is just a shell at the moment, so it's our chance to properly put our stamp on it.
So you're just getting some design input on the maze.
I hope so. I keep bugging him. He must be getting sick of me just being like, oh, let's do this, let's do that. But I think he appreciates it because it obviously shows that we care. So
he's an actual
we're wanting to, that middle room's going to be hopefully completely to our preference in terms of lighting, sound. He's really good. Mike Jordan's really good with sound anyway, so he'll look after all that. But in terms of having it dark, smoky, and kind of confined, that's exactly what we're going for. Because that top room's quite cavernous, so it'll be a nice change to come from upstairs into the bottom room that's going to be kind of small and smoky.
The upstairs are a really funny shape for a nightclub.
Yeah.
I remember it, so it was like a weird sort of like bottleneck dance floor, and then there was the fucking balcony. It was about 20 feet above it.
But was there not another balcony on the opposite side of the DJ sat
behind the DJ booth there's another. You can turn it into another dance floor, but
there was a stage as well, like a wee mini stage.
That's
Oh my god, I've seen so many drunk people fall off that.
Oh, yeah.
How many times then did you lose your mates and just do fucking laps around it?
Yeah.
Or you just go up on the
bang
balcony,
drinks
just up on the balcony, Matt. I was talking the other day, because I was saying to my mates, I was like, I'd perfected the art of carrying 6 cherry VKs. Like, it was like that, like 1, 2. Yeah, when you go in there and they're selling 6 for £6, what am I going to do?
That's right, yeah.
Used to come out there with diabetes. Did you go last night? I never slept. Oh, you on the sweaters? Nah, man, VKs, brother.
Oh, those are the days.
So what's the episode?
I was going to ask what the design's going to be like because I
was just going to say what's the layout
the
like?
rest of the club.
I'm not 100% sure in terms of the top room. I think it'll probably, because the way that the actual building is, I don't think it'll be very. I think it'd be pretty difficult to change the way that's set out. So I think there'll still be. There's 2 bars at either end. There's a bar at either end, and then the dance floor will be in the middle, and then opposite the DJ booth and up will be the.
That was a VIP. Before,
He's going to use that again, I think, which is quite a good space, and you could, hopefully as well, people use it as, I mean, the downstairs bit's got loads of room as well, so you hopefully use it as like a function room if folk want to book out for parties. I know they're getting pool tables and puggies and stuff.
Oh, that's brilliant. So they're making like is it still going to be like a sports bar then, or?
Kind of, yeah. I think he's just going to keep it really basic, because I think all people in Perth want is a nice setting just to go and drink at, which is what you don't need to, I don't think you really need to do too much to the building. Like, I think people have fallen short in Perth of trying to overcomplicate things before, whereas if you just keep it simple, if you've got good beer, plenty of choice, and then it's reasonably priced, and he's got the best location in Perth, and you can't really go wrong.
Because I think the best venue right now, just in general, like I think the best like new open place is probably the venue, not that it's new open, but like he seems to have just set on an idea and just ran it, and it's just outperforming all the time. But it'd be good to see a bit of competition. It'd be good to like, constantly end up in the loft or me complaining about going to the venue because that one time they played 80s music and I got angry.
See that? So what about the Harry's bit? Is that still going to do?
That's going to be a bar and restaurant, I think.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, I'm not sure exactly what style of food or anything that they're going to be doing, but
Perth's going to be absolutely buzzing for this.
I know. The good thing is as well, they've got Brewdog opening as well.
Oh yeah, of course. Is that on George Street?
Yeah, where Cafe Canto was, I think, just on the corner.
Oh nice, that would be brilliant.
So
I can't wait to spend £7.50 for a pint.
Well, that's what I'm not massive on craft beer, but
I like a craft beer, but I just don't like the prices.
Yeah.
I like 1 or 2. That's it though. I'm not going there for any length of time.
Yeah, you can't tan 10 of them.
Elvis juice, man. That Brewdog Elvis juice, have you tried it? It's like a sort of dark, sort of stouty ale, but it's mixed with like blackberries and stuff like that. You think it's minging, but honestly, it gets you drunk from the legs up. So you feel fine, your top half, it's, you're sitting there and then you get up to go for a piss and you're all over the place. Oh, that'd be good, man. Like, getting some new venues and that opened up in the town.
I think that whole area will be good as well, because you've got from the bottom of Mill Street coming up, where they've done all the...
That street looks fucking amazing, man. I got dropped off there the other day and I couldn't believe how fucking good it looks. So, see if like in the summer they could get some sort of like pop-up things in there as well, man, just to get people, because like I say, the only problem with it is because it's at the back of the high street, it's never fucking busy. Do you know what I mean? Like, if they could get some stuff on there and actually get a bit of buzz and a bit of atmosphere, like fucking... That's where they should put the market rather than in the middle of the high street.
Yeah.
You've got this beautiful street that leads, like say, up to where the bar and grill's going to be. So
The reason they won't ever do that though is because it's got traffic down it. The reason they always shove it on the high street is because you're not going to mess with cars.
fucking Perth Council. I was saying, so is there plans? So is it usually going to be like resident? Does that be every
I
weekend?
hope so. I think we're going to try and put on slightly more parties than we were before, just because it's a city centre location, so you'll probably get slightly more footfall. The room that we're in is going to be better suited to us because it's slightly smaller and it's got lower ceilings. It's just that type of music that we play. It fits perfectly. So I think it'll probably entice a couple of more people into that style of dance music that probably wouldn't have went otherwise. Because as much as the Ice Factory is kind of famed and it's got a good reputation, there's a lot of people that get put off by it because they think, oh, people just go there to take drugs and like get off their face, but it's not the case at all. And hopefully this new place will kind of open those people's eyes to it as well.
You've like a more mainstream audience and an idea of what you're doing, especially like say if they've got the option of going up and down as well.
Exactly, yeah, so they can dip in and out if it gets a bit too intense for them, which no doubt it probably will sometimes. But
it's too much.
Yeah.
I've been doing it like I remember you said that it's quite difficult to try and find the tunes and that you're listening to, so I've been fucking on a mission to try and search through everything through SoundCloud. I was in a Gold Rush a couple of weeks ago with my pal, and I was looking at all the records, like they've got to be like the electronic bit at the back, and I was just like, fuck, I don't know what any of this sounds like. I was like, I'm gonna have to just bite the bullet and buy some fucking records. So once I get next time I get my paycheck, Bain's just gonna come in and I'll have a record player or something. Like,
Having a great wee time to yourself.
That's the thing, that generally with that style of music, a lot of the amazing stuff's made by some 55-year-old guy in Norway who just makes it in his bedroom. It can just be so random, whereas these people get a lot of that style of music, these people they're not obsessed about making it big, they just really love that music, so they'll spend 20-30 years buying hardware, keyboards, all this sort of stuff, and just making amazing music, but never really feeling the need to put it out there, which is, we've released a couple of records from people that just run YouTube channels. On the most recent one we've done, it was just a guy who does a YouTube channel and he shows people how to use synthesizers, and he had never put anything out, so Max was just like, let's make an EP, and the reception from it's been amazing. So with this sort of stuff, you just got to keep, I must listen to about 3 or 4 hours a day of like one kind of sound that I like, and I've done that for the past 3 or 4 years, and you always find stuff every single day that you like, so that's the exciting part about it. There's literally infinity amount of music out there. And
is that just SoundCloud going deep, or just like
SoundCloud? YouTube's really good, especially now they've got, if you listen to one track then it automatically plays the next one. It's just people who make playlists or they're into the same sort of stuff, so it'll just lead on. Like, I've sat for just like 3 or 4 hours, 5 hours at a time just clicking next, and then you find some shit on there, obviously. It's like,
that's a lot.
I dig for breaks that way now as well on the side. I've got a couple of YouTube channels that I go to. These guys are crate diggers and they're just posting up fucking rare records all day. You just sit and go through and you're like, oh, nice drum break there. I'll take that, I could use that, flip that, do whatever. You know, like say, sometimes you can spend hours going through some shite.
Yeah, you never find anything,
Yeah, and then some days you come on, it's just whatever you click on is just fucking gold, man. I'm big on the YouTube digging and that, and discovery as well. That's what I use.
Do you guys make your own tunes, or like?
I'm not very good. There's a perfect picture that sums it up, and there's generally the computer program that people use is called Ableton, and there's a photo that struck a chord with me. It was a picture of a Neanderthal holding a rock, and that's basically what it's like trying to use Ableton for me it's been about 18 months now of just...
You should try Fruity Loops.
Practicing, yeah, I know, that's...
Try Fruity.
So, Max is really good, so I tend to... I'll mutter something and he'll... Because we're so close, he knows what I mean, and he can make that sound on Ableton. And we've put out one... We did a record called... We did it under an alias called the Craigie Cartel, and put that out. It's called Half-Life, and that there's... we thought it was okay, and we decided just to put it out, and then it was like some Radio 1 DJ tweeted about it saying this is fucking amazing. So
Fuck that.
I was like, I didn't actually think it was that great, but it must be okay. So
Well, you see, you never. So Andy tweeted something out earlier on, and it was like a lot of people who listen to their own stuff, or who write music, or who make stuff, don't listen to it back.
yeah,
Because as much as folk will enjoy it, all you hear is how you could have done better. So I suppose, like, and that's the problem a lot. And as soon as you start believing your own hype, that's when you stop trying as hard.
that's it. If we've put out quite a lot of mixes, so it's like maybe an hour, 2 hours of us just DJing, and we've put them out on some podcasts or like some mix series this year. And I tend to never listen to them back because I just end up picking them apart or getting pissed off that I should have mixed it in at a certain point, or I could have beat matched it better. But yeah, I think they're always their own worst critic.
Well, I've never really done anything apart from play bass in a band, and nobody ever fucking listens to the bassist anyway. But it was when I'd done the stand-up thing, I've been watching that video back, I could change that around, I can make that different.
That's what's good about it though, you can... The stuff with stand-up especially, it's just practice. The more I've seen like you've got to eat shit about 1,000 times doing stand-up before you'll actually get some flow.
You've got to watch though, because it's a double-edged sword. You've got to watch that you don't end up being one of these people that
Overdilutes.
Well, it's never right. And you're always fiddling and tweaking, and you tweak so much that you actually lose the magic of what it's all about.
Yeah.
So it's about being able to be objective and stand back, and it's been like, this is what the best I can do. But you go back to stuff 2 years later and go, I never mixed that. Do you know what I mean? But that's because you're always learning, you're always developing. Same for like talking about making beats, or making tracks. You know what I mean?
So if you've got more people, or if you've got like a list of potential people lined up that you want to guest at a new place?
Yeah, we've got a really, really amazing DJ booked for Halloween that we've not allowed to release just yet because we've not paid him. But he'll play. This guy's from London. He's actually really good friends with Radioactive Man, who we just booked, and he plays techno, but he scratches as well. So yeah, I've seen him once before, and people dance differently when he's DJing. He's just got this knack of making people that would normally stand at the bar or on the dance floor twerking. So it's just that
fucking
I'm excited.
Going out on Halloween now.
Yeah, I'm really excited. And Halloween's always the best night out of the year anyway, because people always kind of go for it at Halloween. They get dressed up, and it's generally the best atmosphere, even more so than New Year, I would say, because I think there's a lot of pressure for people to have a good time on New Year's Eve.
I don't like New Year.
Nah, neither do I.
It's like you must go out and enjoy yourself at this exact moment. It's like, maybe I don't feel like that today though. Do you know what I mean?
Of course, yeah.
Okay, what day on Halloween it is?
20... What's this Saturday?
It's 27th.
Yeah, it's the 27th.
Shouldn't have waited until babysitter.
Yeah.
You guys have had some wild parties before. I've seen some of your fancy dress outfits over the years.
I went as Paris Hilton.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah, I'll see if I can get it up for you, but that was a tight. I'm a perfect 10 as well. I had a velour tracksuit on.
Oh, fancy.
Did you not go as Maradona one year?
Yeah, when
was Rutula.
Yeah, Tam makes a brilliant Rutula.
Tam would make a cracking Deli Alley. I was saying that the other week.
Yeah, he would. Yeah, you should get him and Kyle on.
Yeah, we're working on that. Those guys we know are just really busy.
Super busy. Yeah,
I need to see him this week though, so we'll catch him.
Yeah, I think the last three have been Maradona, Paris Hilton, and I was going to say Ainsley Harriott. It was Mr. Motivator. It was the same guy, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Kind of.
Just a black 90s TV person who just... Ainsley Harriott terrifies me.
Me and my fiance have said if we win the lottery... Well, in fact, I said this, I'm going to get Ainsley Harriott to cook at the wedding. I think it'd be worth it.
You think so?
I think so, yeah.
I think he just annoyed the fuck out of me, man, eh?
He looks like he's on the gear.
He does, yeah.
Those eyes, he's burning pretty intense, man. He's either on the gear or he's killing small children on the side.
Well, that's it. I like him, but I'm too scared. I'm scared to like him too much because I fear that he might be next on Project U-Tree.
Hashtag me too with Ainsley Harriott. Fucking hell.
I've got a wee question for you just about the Scottish Label Showcase. What's that all about then?
That is my friend Matt Laidler, who runs Hilltown Disco in Dundee with a couple of other boys.
Is that the Dode as well?
Dode is pals with him. Yeah,
Yeah.
he helps out. I think he's got a little bit to do with it. Dode actually is one of the best DJs in Scotland. He's ridiculous, but he just doesn't get enough credit. Yeah, so there's going to be Craigie Knowes, Hilltown Disco, and West End Communications, which is Kyle Robertson. He also founded Groovement, so he runs WEC, which they were based in Glasgow, but now they're back through in Perth. But yeah, we're all playing on, I think it's Sunday the 12th.
12th of August,
Yeah, 12th of August at the Reading Rooms, which is the best. Well, now City's open, it's the second best smoking area in Scotland. But I think they've got a guy in Dundee who makes really good South American street food. He's doing Scran there, and then I think we're just doing an all-day party, which will be good. So it's nice to. I think a lot of the good thing about dance music is it is quite communal in the terms of that everyone helps each other. Yeah. So no one would really, well, apart from that thing that happened with us a couple of weeks ago. But
I must say, you handled that like a fucking don.
I was so pissed off, and then I was just like, I'm not gonna even I just thought if I don't reply, then it just looks like we're just taking piss from folk. And then I just decided that I needed to say something because it surprised me because the guy who put it up isn't generally like that, so that's what I got a shock from. And then I got annoyed that they were slating our night, so then I thought I need to put something up.
Your response, I thought, was because it would have been right easy to go, Monday, you a bunch of dicks, let's fucking but I the way you handled it, I thought was just professional and class. Do you know what I mean? Cause then as well as that, obviously then instilled a very long felt apology in your comment section.
yeah, I think he realised that it was a bit daft in the end, and then I think alcohol and perhaps some other stuff had a lot to do with it at the time, apparently. But yeah, it's all
a bit of the old Colombian confidence.
I think so. That was it.
Are you going to let the listeners know what happened, or is it going to be a bunch of people who are very confused right now?
I think we should just leave it vague as fuck, just to piss people off.
Yeah.
Sound.
I told you what happened.
Yeah, I know what happens. I'm more thinking about your.
Go if you want to find out. Go on my Facebook. My name's Mitch Hunter on Facebook. If you want to.
I shared it as well, so
yeah.
Somewhere.
But yeah, so the 26th, or not the 26th, sorry, the 12th is the Scottish Label Showcase, and if you're free, you should come because it'll be a nice. I think we're going to do tunes outside and inside the Reading Rooms as well. Which, if you've not been to the Reading Rooms, it's been the best club in Tayside for maybe the past 10-15 years.
Yeah, loads of folk I know do different nights at it.
Yeah, the guys who run it are pretty open about what goes on in there. So I mean,
think as long as you can basically legit bring people in, you can pretty much go ahead and put on a night as long as you don't take the piss. Pretty much.
Yeah,
it's good. It's a good mix because it tends to be a lot of the foreign students at Dundee Uni will go there, and then they seem to have kept maybe about 5 or 6 guys and girls from the 90s who have never stopped taking eckies, and they seem to be there the whole time as well, which is quite it can be a really weird mix, but there tends not to be any bother. It's quite a good mixing pot of people in Dundee.
A lot of students go there as well. Students are usually pretty easy going.
Yeah,
I've never known there'll be a lot of hassle in Dundee nightclubs.
It's quite good watching the French students try to listen to a 45-year-old Dundonian guy talk when he's pissed as well. So yeah, the bar chat's always interesting.
I'm trying to prepare for listening to a 45-year-old Dundonian guy who's pissed. I love Dundee.
It's really weird going there though now because it's like posh.
It looks unbelievable. Yeah. I was good coming back to St Andrews the other night and just driving through just that bit right at the edge looks like a completely different place, man.
It's amazing what a bit of investment will do.
The Perth Road and stuff, we went there and it was just so much nicer walking along there and seeing all the wee independent shops and stuff like that.
Got a really awesome hamburger place there. as well.
Oh,
You
do
can-
they?
Yeah, you can go and get the big like 48-ounce burgers and stuff like that, like proper man versus food shit.
What's
That's
it called?
No tonic. No, tonic's down the bottom. Is it
It
tonic?
is tonic, yeah.
Aye, it's brilliant. For a while they did, you could get mental toppings, and they had a Ghostbusters one which was marshmallows.
Ugh.
But you could get different types of burgers at one point. So there was a Bambi burger, there was a Thumper burger, and all that sort of stuff. But it
Do you
was
reckon that
really
would
good.
piss off Mike? Do you reckon he thinks a decent burger needs nothing more than cheese?
Well,
I made the mistake. I did the biggest one you could do, but I made mine a chili one, and that was my biggest error. Because if I just got a plain cheeseburger, I would have finished it. But it comes with an extra pound of chili on it, and then when that all soaks into the bread, bro, I was forcing myself. I was forcing myself by the end, and I couldn't finish it, man. I finished the burger, I just couldn't finish the bun and some of the shit. It's just like.
have you been to Rascals in St Andrews? They do like man versus food challenges. We went there once, and I said to my friends, I was like, I'm going out for a fag, so can you get me a pulled pork burger? Like, yeah, no bother. Went out, came back in, they were all laughing. I was like, what are you laughing at? And about 3 people had to carry my plate out. They'd ordered me a food challenge.
Oh my god.
So it was like 4 half-pound burgers, 2 ladles of chilli, a baked potato, fries. I think there was coleslaw in there as well, like a giant milkshake. It was bigger than my head. So I was just like, well, I'm not paying for it. So it kind of backfired on them because I only ate like less than a quarter of it, and they all had to pay like 20 quid each because it was like a £45 challenge.
That sounds fantastic.
Yeah, it is cool in there, but yeah, I think we spoke about opening like a little burger place in Perth because there's not really anywhere that does.
The only place I know of that does good burgers and brisket and all that kind of proper meats and that is that
The smoke pit.
The smoke pit.
Is that still open?
It'll
Yeah,
be
as far as I'm
open.
aware, yeah.
Because we talked about this when Grant was on a few weeks ago, that there's nothing just a barbecue place or a wing joint. Do you know what I mean? That would just.
Every time I walk past that Arnold Clark's, that's all I see now. It's just like a barbecue or wings joint. That's it.
Starving.
I know, we went to this burger place in Berlin called Burgermeister. And it
Oh
was,
my god, I've been there. It's amazing.
how good is it?
Oh shit! How long did you have to wait? I was like an hour and a half.
Oh
and
no,
it was so worth it.
we went after we went to sleep after we played the club and just walked down and got a couple of beers. It was only like 20 minutes.
Oh, that's not bad.
And then we both got really, really fucking high and just went back about half an hour later for another one. It was
It
good.
was ridiculously good.
So,
I can't
so
believe
good.
it was a public toilet, like
I
type
know.
thing. But it's amazing, just underneath the train tracks.
And it's so simple as well.
Yeah.
But there's not really anywhere there isn't anywhere in Perth apart from this smoke pit place that you can get. All it is just a burger, cheese, and you can get bacon on it, and there's a little bit of salad, but it's just so well done.
We'll just pause this episode and go and get a Five Guys or something.
Well, that's the one thing I want to open in Perth with the Five Guys. I'd be fucking massive, but it'd be worth it.
I love a Five Guys, man.
Get one in Dundee.
It's the milkshakes as well, though. The peanut butter milkshake from there is ridiculously good.
I remember we went out in Glasgow, and then we stayed back at my pals in was it Bray Head,
Aye.
and we had to get this bus through some parts of Glasgow that looked like Beirut, like it was fucking grim, and then but it was all worth it because I got my first ever Five Guys and I seen God.
It's so good. My favourite, we went for Govan, and my favourite story about that is when I was learning to drive, my driving instructor was telling me he knew a guy who was coming up from somewhere down south, and he was speaking to his estate agent, and they were like, oh yeah, we'll take you to the up and coming area of Glasgow, Govan. And he took him round Govan to show him this like up and coming amazing new area, and I was sitting there going, Govan, Govan.
Brilliant.
It looks like Chernobyl.
It does. It was like really like, I don't know what guy got on, and I had a Hufflepuff scarf on. This guy couldn't really see straight and just pointed at me really aggressively and just went, Hufflepuff. And that was it. I was just like, yeah.
Jake Ball, like Indian ink tattoos in his knuckles, man, less brain cells than teeth, and just like Hufflepuff, like please don't stab us for a scarf. But well, fucking that's, I'm excited. But all these things, I'm gonna have to get a babysitter for Halloween, like, because that sounds DOS.
I'll get him to keep the play area in, and you can just
Stay there.
Yeah.
Because if anybody sees a 9-year-old playing at that time, they'll just think they're tripping and make themselves fucking air. I'll just dress them up.
Give him free tokens to the pool table.
You'll have a great time.
Yeah.
Let's get him on the puggy.
When are we getting him on the podcast?
He wouldn't sit still. I've got him for a fortnight in a couple of weeks. I'll just bring him round with me. That'd be hilarious. He's a wee fucking weirdo. Right, well, we get into our what seems to be everyone's favourite feature these days. Braw or Naw.
Braw or Naw. Braw or Naw. Braw or Naw.
Alright.
Magically get the theme music in there.
Yeah.
Mitch, he chimed in with a few of them because he knew he was coming round.
I think, well, no, I was looking at them. There's a couple of them. I'm not sure if we've actually already done them.
Right.
But the first one is Mark Grinley. He said crisp sandwiches. I think we already did that though.
Touched on them and it was a resounding braw.
Yeah, you can't not like crisp sandwiches.
Yeah.
Something wrong with you if you didn't.
Heaps of butter, press it down.
Oh, I prefer to use
sauce.
Dairy cheese.
Oh, mate.
Oh!
Dairy cheese spreadable. And then
Oh, that
fucking
sounds
crisp
amazing.
on it.
Can you get a bomb sound coming in when you say that?
I like
Drop the mic.
Philadelphia as well.
Okay, so
Bit posh, though,
right.
surely, for a crisp sandwich.
All
Bit of Philadelphia.
Fucking damn, you're from Craigie, you're posh. Okay.
moving swiftly on. So yeah,
Made you on.
I think we covered that. The next one he said was pie butties, but I think again we talked about that when Andy was on.
We do it over that pretty much anything on a roll is good.
Yeah.
There's nothing that you can't put on a roll that isn't improved.
Because then the next one, Mark, this is his third in a row, he put Lauren sausage, which again I think is another one that we've said again. It's raw.
Mark messaged us to say that he just done it. Mark works offshore. I'm sure he works for BP on the ship, so
Right.
I think he's going to be binging them. now that
Seems
he's back on
hungry.
the ship. I don't know, because his next one was Jordan's Dancing, which
I've not seen.
is braw.
I can't remember seeing.
I'm not gonna lie, it's braw.
Is it dad dancing?
No!
No, it's not.
No, it's really not.
I get
But-
sexy. You know, so what it was, right? When I was about 17, me and my pal Barry went to Liverpool for his birthday. So my uncle is a homosexual man. So we're sitting in his flat in a place called McGull outside Liverpool, and me and Barry were going to the football the next day. We want to see Liverpool play, and my uncle goes, right, we can either go down the local for a couple of jars, or I'll take you into Liverpool and we'll go to some of the gay clubs. Me and Barry were like, fucking right, let's go to Liverpool. So the first place we went into was a place called the Lisbon, or as my uncle called it, the Lesbian.
Right.
And we were greeted with two bull types eating the face off each other when we went in. So I was like, sound, let's go in. So we get in there, have a couple of drinks, there's a big dance for my uncle. Goes, you getting up to dance? I was like, no worries. So I'm like 17-year-old, my uncle goes after me, you dance like such a straight guy. I'm like, what the fuck you on about? He's that. You've seen any hip movement in your hips? Loosen up. So ever since then,
So your gay uncle taught you how to
you're
dance?
fucking right he did. And I'll say this now, cover your ear, it worked well. Ladies love it.
Yeah, well, I'm with you, so yeah, I know that.
See, it works.
Did Jordan,
I'm proof.
when you guys hooked up the first time, was Jordan dancing that night? Yeah. Well, that explains it all then, doesn't it? So if you want to learn to dance, don't go to ballet school, just get a gay uncle. They'll show you how.
All I'm going to say
How to get it
is,
done.
loosen up your hips. Don't just do the old, just standing two-step click.
Never click your fingers.
Yeah,
Ever click your fingers when you're dancing. No.
it's on the hips. Do not be scared. If you think you're overdoing the hips, you're no. Snake hips is the way forward.
Well, obviously, Mitch and I have not seen you dancing, so we can't comment, but I'm guessing.
Braw.
Yeah.
Yeah, braw.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Fuck aye.
TV talent contest. Now, we did do the Bake Off as one, didn't we? Which we got Ali Cook quite angry.
Oh yeah, you didn't like
So-
it.
First off, Bake Off is braw.
No.
Braw.
So a bunch of folk cutting about making cakes, eh,
Oh,
Andy?
it's true though, man. It's true. TV talent contest. So
Right.
in general,
In general, see, it depends, because X Factor can fuck right off.
right?
But I used to really enjoy Britain's Got Talent, because it wasn't just singing, it was like, hell, heaps of shit, and some of it was hilarious.
Right.
But, like, so singing contests, no. Talent contests, bro.
Yeah, I think I got fucked off with the X Factor because if you're genuinely into music, then you don't go to the X Factor because the only thing you'll get out of X Factor is maybe a Christmas hit, and then you get papped to the sides, and you get tarred with that brush as well.
Never ever knock the Christmas hit. You could have one. If you could have one hit song in your life, make sure it's a fucking Christmas one.
Oh,
because
definitely.
Every year it'll get played again.
How
And you
many?
get your royalty 6 months later in June. Hello, summer
How
holidays.
many of those? What was it? Somebody that said that I read somewhere that Noddy Holder makes £750,000 every Christmas, just off the fucking Beatles Merry Christmas.
Probably will.
But what are the fucking the stats on talent show winners who they disappear for a year because they have to then go and record their album, and then by the time the album comes out, nobody gives a fuck about them anymore. And then 6 months later they get punted off their label.
Yeah.
And a year later they turn up on Hello magazine with a septum.
Yeah. But what talent show people have actually made it? The only ones I can think of is Little Mix, Ollie Mars.
Well, One Direction never won the X Factor. They came third or something though.
Yeah, but then they probably went on to be the most successful. Will Young, I guess, did okay, didn't he? For
He
a
won
wee
an
bit.
Ivor Novello.
Songwriting award. Did he really?
He wasn't
The
too
thing is,
bad.
as bad as this sounds, like the ones from the beginning, they're no my cup of tea, but at least they had a relative level of talent, whereas
Leona
afterwards
Lewis.
it became about...
She could sing though. She might not have been very interesting character-wise, but she had a cracking voice on her.
Probably because
Stacey Sullivan.
She was riding Steve-O for Jackass for a while.
Really?
Swear down,
she could eat an apple through a letterbox.
So what we saying on TV talent contest?
It's a no for me.
I'll go no for generalising, we'll say no.
Um,
We've got the next one for our good pal Mitch here. Jerry Cinnamon. Now, I talked about this the other week.
Yeah.
I was never a big fan, and then I watched this set for Transmit, and it looked fucking brilliant. And then I listened to his album, and I wasn't super keen anymore. So he's one of these guys, I'd like to see him live because the atmosphere looks banging, but his album is a bit...
he didn't quite translate the energy on the record.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought he was just... Yeah, I watched maybe about 10 or 50 minutes. It just seemed like he's a busker that's kind of... He's got a couple of tracks or lyrics that your average person in Glasgow can relate to, so then they all of a sudden pump him up to...
He's what I call the classic guitar player with 5 chords but uses a capo. So all he needs to do is put a capo on second fret and play a G shape, but he's playing an A now. And that's how he plays the same fucking 5 chords.
Oh no, the songs are of Asmus, so I could see, I quite enjoyed him live, but his album didn't last long on my Spotify.
No, I think you'd probably be alright at a festival if you're steaming and you want to have a sing-along, but in terms of actual music, I wouldn't be something that I'd listen to generally.
We've just been emailed in our words with dots.
Alright, I'll pick that up then. So what we're saying, I'm saying a no for
No.
Jerry.
I'm going to go no, I don't know, or no.
I'm also going to just... No.
Right, now, actually, our very old Mitch here has also commented on something about last week underneath this, where he says he does have a man bag and he's had one for the past 5 years. Mitch, discuss.
It's I had one, maybe it's 6 years, 2012, because I went through a stage when I wasn't built like a Shetland pony and I could wear skinny jeans.
Right.
So, but because I was wearing skinny jeans, I couldn't fit anything in my pockets. So that's where the man bag came from.
I just appreciate the honesty as I built like a Shetland pony.
Yeah,
Possibly my favourite description I've ever heard in my life.
Now I am. So another reason for me doing it is I tend to wear fat man pants, like chinos, like baggy things, and as well if tend to spend my weekends in nightclubs where it's really, really hot. So I don't like to wear anything that's tight fitting.
Yeah.
So generally there's no zip ups in the pockets or anything. So that will be the reason for carrying a little bag.
I think they look extremely functional, mate. I won't lie to you. My old man swears by his. Like, he absolutely loves it. I just don't think I've got the confidence.
Now I'm engaged as well. I don't need to impress anyone. I've kind of
I feel you have to wait till you're
done all
actually
that.
married.
Yeah, I've done all that. Yeah.
So this is who I am now.
Yeah, it's gonna have to deal with me. But yeah, that's I don't really see the point in having the little tiny ones. Yeah. But my one can fit quite. It's like Mary Poppins bag. It can fit quite a lot.
I want to get one of these. Get one of the Joe Rogan fanny packs.
Yeah.
The on it fanny packs. I'd definitely rock one of them now.
No, that's fair enough. I think that was a perfectly reasonable explanation.
I feel like Mike Dotts has chimed in with more Braw Or Naw since he went on holiday than he does when he's usually here.
I know. What was he saying for this week then?
He has got his women, we'll go over that. So man bags, what are we all saying?
Can I just say, as a woman who inevitably has to carry all of your shit when you can't carry it in your pockets, fucking love a man bag. I would really enjoy it if you had a man bag. Because I wouldn't have to carry all of your stuff and all of my stuff.
Like all my stuff, I mean my wallet and my keys.
Yeah, but then it's constantly everywhere we go, can I get this out your bag? Can I get this out your bag? Can I put your phone in my bag now? It's non-stop. I love you.
You're on invite, go and sit in the bed.
Just have a man bag.
So you're going to say bra?
Bra. Man bags are bra.
You can count for the fact I'm going to have one next week now. So
yep.
buy me one.
Mikey Dots is in here. He says aeroplane food. So again, holiday related Braw Or Naws from Mike.
Well, you don't have much of a choice when you're on a plane. You just got to eat what's there. It's fine.
I think the problem with aeroplane food is that you get tricked. So when you're up at those high altitudes, you're not able to taste the same way as you can down on the ground. So no matter how good the food is, it tends to taste quite bland.
Yeah.
They over season stuff, I think, just to make it taste of something.
Well, see, I've never really been on many long flights, so the only aeroplane food I get is get charged £6 for a small pack of Pringles and another £4 for a half a can of juice. Or once I got this really nasty like stout lager which tasted like piss. So I just tend to not bother and just eat plenty in the airport.
I will give you the scientific explanation.
Right.
The dry air of the flight cabin tends to suppress your sense of smell, which is obviously an important factor in taste. So low air pressure and background noises further impact the way we taste by repressing the ability to taste sweet and salty foods. So as I said, up at the higher pressures, it messes with your sense of smell. Therefore, things tend to taste a bit bland and unappetising.
Oh well, there you go.
I got food poisoning on a flight when I was 10 going over to Orlando. And we landed and it was a chicken pesto baguette that I had. So we landed, I was sitting in the middle of the back of the car with my two little brothers either side, couldn't hold it in and just spewed everywhere. Obviously Florida's about, I think at that time it was about 80% humidity, so it's all the spews in between all the belt buckles and the smell for 2 weeks. Having to go to theme parks in that car was foul.
Like
you must have been popular.
Yeah, my dad tried to leave me behind a couple of times in theme parks.
Can I give a shout out to your brother Gav as well?
Yep, Gav.
Alright, Gav.
How's it going?
He's been tatty roguing the past couple of weeks.
Has he?
Yeah.
I've not seen him in ages.
Yeah, first round of applause for doing his first couple of days' work this year. Well done.
Well done, Gav.
Well done, son.
I was well and dressed.
Yeah, you used to have good banter with your bro when we used to do shifts with Tam and that, man. He's good. He's a good laugh, man.
Good laugh.
So what we say, aeroplane food, what are we getting at? You're going to get a bra pack?
Can you have an in between? Because it's just fine.
You can't.
I'll say bra because I'll pretty much eat anything.
Bra then.
If I'm hungry, you put it in front of you.
Yeah, excellent.
I'll just take care of that.
Fuck you, Mike.
That's a bit harsh, but he did clear up the cashless airport situation from last episode.
Well, I read it out here.
Yeah.
Newark Airport has/had a terminal that doesn't accept cash, cards or mobile payment only, which presents a problem.
That's what we thought it probably would have been.
Exactly, pretty much on there. Let's have a look here. We got ran a marathon, ran a sweepy prize. Hen, I've told you, I get paid next week. You'll get your prize. Simmer.
See that £5 blend voucher that I won at the night out? I was going to put that into the prize till Rana won it, because obviously it was Rana I won the prize from originally, so I couldn't
give it back.
Gift it back to her in that sense, could I? So we need to find something else to put in there.
Yeah,
we'll do another competition.
Aye, we'll do when the next World Cup rolls around. One more here from our good pal Stosh. The Tour de France. I'll read this follow-up comment. Just throwing it out because I love it as a sporting event and a spectacle. I know cycling doesn't have the best reputation as a sport, but you have to respect them over 3,000 kilometres or 2,000 miles for Mike in 3 weeks and not even trying to avoid the hills. Can you get a fuck about cycling, man?
I think if you're going to do it, let them take fucking drugs, because that is the only way that you're going to keep, as dangerous as it is with the drugs, it's just as dangerous without them, because they're running on empty. If at least with if they're taking EPO and shit like that, then at least they're getting enough oxygen to their body without dying.
Like,
I think if they're taking stuff like that's giving them the same effects as like cocaine or whatever, that's obviously not great. But if they're just pumping themselves for their new red blood cells, then I think they should let them do it.
was it not something when they all done all the retrospective testing? Was there no? They had to go back to something like 15th place to find someone who was clean.
Mad.
Do you know what I mean? It was right. I remember Lance Armstrong went on Joe Rogan.
It was a good episode.
That was a really good episode, and he was like, he wasn't trying to excuse what he'd done. He was like, it was rife within the sport. Like, if you wanted to get any sort of edge on the sport, you had to be doping. And to be fair, it's a fucking bike race.
Right, but would you not want to... Right, so when you watch the Olympics, I do kind of want to watch Barry from Norwich do the 100 metre alongside someone like Usain Bolt, because it would be amazing to watch like a regular person do it. I want to watch every sport where people are doping.
Oh yeah.
Like, I want to see them just go fucking mental.
Yeah, I want to see American football players on a pitch that's 200 yards long because they're steroid out their eyeballs, and we're watching these.
I want to see them learn how to fucking tackle first before we start pumping them full of drugs, man.
True,
Christ,
yeah,
what kind of damage are they going to be doing then?
It's the same. I'd love to see like UFC fighters on full-on gear.
Yeah, well,
I know a lot of them are,
but they were for years. That was the thing.
Look
but now
at
these optimum athletes. These aren't just bruisers.
Look at Vitor Belfort before they put in the test, and he looked like an action hero.
Yeah. And he does now as well because he's back
he's
on.
back. Is he fighting in Brazil or something?
He's done. It's no Strike Force or Bellator, but Bellator will like, make you a fuck. Take
Is it
what you want.
Invicta or something?
Aye,
possibly.
And he looks like some people just need it, obviously, and they're like, just fuck it. This guy beforehand was a little bit soft looking, and he put on the TRT, and he was just like a god. Like he'd been carved out of marble.
But I'm not even meaning like combat things, because I didn't watch any of that shit. I like American football, but that's the level of watching people hit each other that I care about. I mean genuine like running. Like any form of athletics. I want to see them do the fucking discus, but it was just on as much as, like, I just want to see how
We're
far
just getting
they can
word in
throw
here. It landed in Dundee. Yep, that's
Like, that's the type of stuff I want to watch with people on
Hammer throw, yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be amazing.
Long jump.
What about getting them all doped up in things like snooker and golf and darts instead?
just like a 400-foot table.
Phil the Power Taylor puts his dart right through the board, through the wall. Fucking 3 folk have died. It's like,
or bowls. Imagine bowls.
That'd be amazing.
Oh man, just watch old Terry Filunker. He absolutely smashed a 400-yard roll.
what we say the Tour de France then?
I'm saying no, man.
My dad and some of my relatives went and watched it, and they said it was absolutely fucking brilliant when you were there. Like, couldn't sit and watch it on TV, and also I get stressed that they're about to fall over because their feet are clipped in, and it makes me really uncomfortable. But I can imagine actually being in the atmosphere and everything. Plus, you get a load of free shit thrown at you beforehand.
I just
Bro, why not? Do your thing.
I think no, but if it'd be Braw if they let them just bash on with gear and whatever.
Who knows? And I'm going to throw in a Braw because I think it's one of the most incredible feats of endurance is completing these cycling races. I mean, look at what these guys put their bodies through.
It's
insane, man.
There's nothing to take away that these people are super athletes, but I just find
it's not exciting.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, I want to watch something. I want it to be exciting.
I'm just going to say Braw.
They have a Tour de Yorkshire now.
Aye, well,
Tour de Yorkshire.
last year they were starting in places like Newcastle and then through Durham and all that shit, and then over into France. But there is one more that we missed.
They should make them cycle over the water.
Oh my god, yeah. Get them high as fuck and make them cycle on water. Yes.
There was one Braw Or Naw we missed, which is from Bobby Parker, my mate Bobby Parker. Shout out to Bobby. It just says sliced haggis with runny egg on a roll. So a haggis and egg roll. Braw.
We said there's not much you can put on a roll that isn't it, bro? So, Bobby, cool. You're sound.
Just clear that up.
Well, on that note, since we actually touched on a bit of sports, will we just jump straight into sports?
What's the goalie doing? What's the goalie doing? What's the goalie doing?
What's the goalie doing, Tom? What's the goalie doing, Tom? What's the goalie doing, Tom? What's your football news?
Yeah, cool. What happened in sports this week?
Rangers have progressed to the next stage after drawing 0-0 at FC Nadeshire.
Cool. So have Hibs.
So Hibs smashed.
I know.
I'm actually cracking game.
hoping
Was it 6-0 they
it
won?
was 6-1, I think, but I think we'll probably just struggle because John McGinn and Dylan McGeoch are away, but
Where's McGeoch away?
he's away to Blackburn. I think it's Blackburn.
Who's
And
a
then
great player.
McGinn's going to Celtic by the looks of things.
They've knocked back, was it Celtic bid $1.5 million
And then
for him?
2,
There's 2 went in.
and then I think, as a Hibs fan, I think he's, what if Stuart Armstrong's worth 7, then I think John McGinn's worth 4.
Celtic have got the money.
I know, but I think he's out of contract next year, so
We want to get something for him.
I know we might as well just bite your hands off for it, because otherwise we're going to end up with hee-haw.
Well, I'm just really happy that all that talking of tackling players that Steven Gerrard's been doing has really paid off, and they've got a 2-0 victory over 2 legs against Scoopy of the fucker Scoopy from Macedonia.
So, how has Stevie Gerrard been doing since taking over?
Well, he's not been beaten in his 2 games. A 2-0 at home to a Macedonian side and a 0-0 draw away to a Macedonian side, so
Cool.
I'm pretty scared.
I've got a couple of mates that were at who are they support the Rangers, and they
The Rangers.
they were at the Bury game, and they were saying that they actually looked a lot more exciting to watch than they have done previously, but I suppose that's to be expected. I think they definitely will be better, but I just don't know if they'll close the gap at all.
I'm intrigued to see it. I thought what was interesting, what was quite telling, is how many players they've signed on loan again. Do you know what I mean? That's something like their 4th recruitment drive in 2 years, and they've only signed 2 players.
Because they're skint.
Exactly. Do you know what I mean? So I've always wondered what they said to Stevie Gerrard to get him through the door, because it surely wasn't we'll give you loads of transfer money.
No.
I think what attracted Flanagan was the amount of domestic abuse that happens in Glasgow at Old Firm weekends. So I think he'll fit right in.
Fair point.
It really is.
No, I shouldn't endorse that.
Harshly made.
No, I don't endorse it. But
I'm at the World Cup final as well, because obviously Rana won the
Yes, Rana,
sweepstakes.
well done. We'll put a wee fanfare in for you.
never a penalty.
No, I didn't think it was a penalty, and the free kick for the first goal wasn't a free kick either.
I thought-
Griezmann's a diving wee fuck.
I thought it was the reason he gave it is because I could have seen it go either way. I mean, it didn't look like it was intentional, but at the same time, his hand came down pretty quickly when that ball was going that direction.
Watching it in slow motion makes it look so. I don't even know if it's difficult, because I don't know with VAR. Should they get to watch it in slow motion, or should they just get to replay it in real time? Because it makes it like tackles look so much worse in slow motion generally.
Yeah, I think they should show them in sort of a slow motion and in real time. But look, it's the thing with a technology like that. It's not goal line technology which is unanimous, decisive.
Yeah.
You know, the ball is either over the line or it isn't, and you get a thing on your watch. You've got the technology, but it still comes down to one person's interpretation of what it is that they've seen. So you all might look at that incident and go, that's not a penalty, whereas I might look at it and go, well, I think it's a penalty, and here's my reason why.
That's why I thought they had to give it, because there was reasonable doubt either way.
Yeah,
And
but I mean,
reckon
it's to be clear beyond all doubt.
But that's the way it looked to me. His hand wasn't in an unnatural position, and when that ball was hit off clear, his hand came down quite fast. For being up here, it was all of a sudden down at his leg.
I felt sick.
What
For
about-
Croatia.
what
Better
about-
team didn't win on the day for me. If you look at the stats of the match as well.
See, I thought, man, it's a better team, but at the same time, France took their chances.
Yeah, and I don't know, was Subasic injured? Because he never really made much an attempt for the
A lot
third
of the
and fourth
goals, yeah, it
goals.
seemed like he didn't fully extend his arms for a lot of them.
I thought Mbappe wasn't
I didn't think
sensational.
he was anything special either.
No,
on
in the
the day,
final.
but-
I mean, like I said, I didn't care if he was marked really well, but because he's been sensational the rest of the tournament. But
I just feel sorry for Modric and Rakitic, because they're probably not going to play.
Modric is already dealing with the AIDS. You know what I mean? So I said this before, man. The boy does not look well. What?
I have no idea who you're talking about, but that sounds harsh as fuck.
You ever seen a picture of Luka Modric?
I don't care.
He's like a Gail Platt on Smack.
Yeah.
How pissed was... Sorry, this is nothing relating to the football, but how pissed was the Croatian person who was doing the hugging at the end?
president.
Aye,
Or the Prime
when
Minister.
only Putin had an umbrella. She
Oh,
was
that's right.
off her tits. I
She
love
was
her.
she was absolutely smashed.
She'd
at
probably been
Slovakia.
hanging about with Maradona at half time in the bakery.
Oh, he's just a wee bit skinny.
I don't think he looks like he's got the HIV. So, but no, got in for Croatia. let's be honest.
I genuinely, I
wanted
wanted
them,
Croatia. I liked both teams. I wanted Croatia to win, but you say France just had their class. Their
Paul
players.
Pogba fair made a statement as well, didn't he? Think about all the fucking shit he was getting from the media back Christmas time into January, February. He was getting dropped for games by Mourinho. He just gave him about 2 fingers.
That 30 seconds that he had in the final where he did that sidewinder volley.
Oh, the
I
pass.
know. I
Ridiculous.
had a moment when he
I
did
was
that,
seeing it
and
when
then he
we-
scored shortly after it, didn't he? And
Yeah.
it led to the goal.
They were showing the highlights. It was it Pavard's goal against Argentina, that outside of the boot, and they just glazed it. And I could watch that reverse angle all fucking day.
Was that the goal of the tournament for you?
For me, it was. I think so. Just raw technique.
Yeah, just beautiful. The way he struck it was just fucking. Either that or was it De Bruyne's goal against
He scored against Brazil.
Brazil? That one against Brazil.
Nacho's goal as well, the right back for Spain, was it against Portugal?
His was similar.
Yeah, that was good.
And then the Ronaldo. I see. That's what I said. This was, in terms of goals scored, games played. Like, I think this is the best World Cup I can remember since '98. Like, it just was. There wasn't many shite games, and the games that were shite, you knew they were going to be shite.
The shite games were right at the start of the tournament, because I actually tweeted out, you can find it on my feed, where I said pretty early on, about 4 or 5 days into the tournament, I was like, so far a lot of these games have been pretty shite. You know, there was a lot of sort of scrappy 1-0 wins, a lot of last minute goals and that, but as it went on, it was
Sensational.
absolutely brilliant.
What did you think, Chuff? Just glad it's over.
Oh my god, it lasted for 6 or 7 years. And is it 4.5 years I've got? Because it's not till December, I think.
Was the
they
guitar
want
one in
guitar.
December?
It's getting moved to December.
Yeah, I think the
Fuck's
finale is
sake.
December 18th or something
Are
like
they
that.
going to
so I'm
stop
trying to
the
do.
Premiership? Or
They'll have to. Yeah, so all the world football domestic calendars will need to get rejigged to accommodate this sham
Apparently,
of a World
all I
Cup.
know, it said a tweet and it said this is it and how it's going to affect future football for years to come.
Yeah, it's going to have a
Oh.
massive knock-on impact, because
Why is it in Qatar? Like, considering all the
Money.
people that
Money,
died
yeah.
and you know all the other shit, like...
Because FIFA's
money
come up.
talks. Can I just throw you a couple of things just to wrap up the World Cup chat,
Yeah.
just because I was thinking about this before I came down today. A couple of interesting stats for you. Winning goals in the 90th minute or later at this World Cup, there were 9 total. The most prior to that was in Brazil with 4.
Wow.
So it just goes to show you there was a huge amount of last minute winners. There was 9 games in total that were decided by a last minute goal. Also, my favourite goal of the tournament was Belgium's last minute winner against Japan.
Lukaku's
Yes.
dummy.
That was beast. The other one I wanted to just bring up for you was the percentage of set piece goals at this World Cup, which was 43% of goals scored
Really?
from set pieces,
Fucking hell.
which is 5% higher than the previous record, which was back in 1994 in
So
USA.
what does set piece mean?
Corner, free kick.
Do you think that has anything to do with VAR?
yes, I would say so.
Possibly,
definitely.
because there was a huge amount of penalties
Yeah.
earlier in the tournament as well. That did seem to calm down as the tournament went on.
Oh, fuck off, you look at my football knowledge there.
No, you've ruined it. You've ruined it now.
But yeah, that was that. But for me, it was probably the most exciting.
World Cup for a long time, like a
Oh.
long time, and I think I was quite a fan of VAR because it wasn't even just so much the penalties given, but it was the penalties not given.
Yeah.
Like Neymar, his dive against who was it? You right there?
I just remember the Neymar challenge.
Neymar's challenge against everybody. Fucking, what was it? 40 minutes he'd spent on the deck up until the.
No, have you not seen all the
quarterfinal?
little kids? Or generally really groups of people, they'll be running along a pitch or something like it and someone will shout Neymar and they all just go down
Yeah, I
crying.
saw that on
It's my
Facebook.
favourite.
He's not good for football.
No.
I do not like him whatsoever. He just brings so much bad publicity. As talented as he is, he's the exact type of
Say
player
this now,
that
he's
you
not
just-
going to be considered one of the greats until he cuts that shit out.
No, but the thing is like having I didn't watch the World Cup. As you put a picture on your Facebook, I couldn't have ignored it more if I tried. But the few bits I did watch, I And to be fair, I don't know if it's from watching American football, I don't know if it's from watching rugby. Sports where when they get hit, they just get back up and don't cry. Like, all of the players are pathetic.
Yeah.
They get a tiny little kick on the foot or a little nudge on the leg or whatever, and they go down acting like the leg's broken but can run 2 seconds later. Like, I genuinely think all footballers are really pathetic.
But that's what it takes sometimes to get an advantage. And
But
that's,
I can't
don't
stand
agree
it.
with
It's
it. Yeah, I'm the
it's
same,
so ridiculous.
I
Like,
know why they do it.
I don't get why people would
I think as
watch
well,
that.
see, like watching the Scottish game and then watching a more European, South American group of players, it is incredibly frustrating because 90% of the challenge you see given against like a Spanish team, if they tried to pull that shit in the SPL, they would get fucking laughed off the pitch. You know what I mean? So it was. I thought there was a lot of it. There was quite a lot of it this year. I think especially with VAR being so. It's going to take a while for it to get out of the game, especially now that if they are going to start using VR and rolling it out everywhere.
I'd
But
like
they
to
still
see.
gave people like penalties, free kicks or whatever a few times I watched it where they shouldn't have done because it was clear the person was just acting up, and even with VAR they still gave them the ability to
There's
get
a difference between a foul, which is still a foul, and the player hamming up the foul to try and get the other player sent off. So a lot of the time it is.
pathetic. Grow up.
That's the bottom line.
Fair enough.
No, I
Agree
couldn't
with that.
agree. Honestly, man, I couldn't agree more with it. It's frustrating, but it's what they do because it's how they gain an advantage, and any advantage you can get to help you win, you're going to do it. So I'll
Do
be
a
winning,
Danny
mate.
Dyer twat in a minute just to get my point across.
Danny Dyer was my hero when
Oh.
we did that video.
I was laughing so much listening back to the episode we did there.
With Slippery Mary.
Yeah, honestly.
Oh, she was doing his Green Street impressions.
oh my god, I was fucking ending myself when I was editing it.
Oh, mate. You're a good guy. Hi, Smithy. Don't know if you're listening. We need to chuff and only listen to episodes that he's on.
I don't even listen to those.
You stand your ground and fight.
I watched the end of it. I actually watched the end of it earlier when I was waiting for Megan to get him for the work, man. I was just like, this is fucking terrible. I was when they're all about to have the giant fight at the end and there's some weird little acoustic song playing over the top of it. I'm like, what is the message they're trying to get across here?
I was just laughing at my She's like, Steve, why have you got me watching this as a guy getting a blowy after like 40 seconds of that? It's like, classic. Right, we wrapping up sports
Yeah,
then.
we'll wrap up sports. That was a lovely chat. Right, we have taken on board that people will not want to talk sports, so we'll do an episode at some point with zero sports.
And it'll be getting cut down over the next couple of weeks anyway because no football on.
Yeah, we're wrapping up everywhere. So the football starts again.
Yeah. Oi.
How long is it? Like 2-3 weeks until
It's the
football
4th of
starts?
August.
Is that it?
That's when the SPL starts.
Couple of weeks.
Oh,
yeah.
one sports thing that I'm excited about is Brock Lesnar fighting Daniel Cormier.
Cormier will tie him up in 2 knots.
I hope he does.
Hopefully, yeah.
Fucking
I hope
that.
he does.
That shit wound me up when he walked in.
I know it's like they're turning. He was trying to turn the UFC. Like Conor McGregor's already started, but UFC shouldn't be like WWE.
You can believe what McGregor does. Like you can tell that's his shtick, that's his bravado, that's who he is as a person. Whereas Lesnar's never been allowed a microphone in WWE because he speaks like someone who's had a stroke, which is why he always had Paul Heyman doing his promos.
Because his shoulders are in the way of his vocal cords.
He's an absolute monster.
Did
He is a
anyone see as
monster.
well actually Brendan Schaub and Dana White having a
I saw
real
that.
spat?
Yeah.
Something to do with Brendan Schaub said something about a fighter that was misconstrued. Dana White piped up. Brendan Schaub's like, right, okay, take it easy, and then Dana White went back at him, so Brendan Schaub's like, okay, let me just have a look at you here. And then he turns out they're Eskimo brothers as well.
Yeah, and then Dana White's dissing. He's like, don't listen to this fucking idiot. He's 6-4 in the UFC and all that. And then I kind of sit and think to myself, but Brendan Schaub does a huge amount to draw people into the world of UFC through all his podcasting and his stuff on Showtime and obviously fighting in the kid and all that kind of stuff.
And 6-4 heavyweight in the UFC isn't bad.
Exactly right, with the
In
Big
terms
Brown,
of
baby.
Well, yeah.
Shout out to Big Brown.
but with no real, like, he was an American football player, wasn't he? He didn't have a massive fighting background, he's just an athlete.
Big boy.
I fucking love Brendan.
Wears those skinny jeans well for a big boy, doesn't he?
Boys
Wish
Got
I
My
could pull that
Hat.
off.
Boys Got My Hat. T-Fat K is one of the best podcasts out there.
Yeah, he's the man. But yeah, it'd be funny if he got hold of Dana White, just fucking choked him out in 2
Dana White
seconds.
does my tits in.
pay a lot of money to see that.
That would
Right,
be
well,
good.
we wrap up with the usual. That's a new favourite theme tune, people. What have you watching and listening to this week?
What have you been watching or listening to this week?
Boom.
Beautiful.
Oh, it's great. Andy Mack's the master of the intros. Don't take my singing for it.
Okay.
Well, I'll kick things off then. I started listening to, it just popped up on my Facebook a few days ago, a guy called Patrick Topping. A couple of videos popped up on my Facebook and it was just some electronic. I seen a couple of videos of him at live gigs and it just looks fucking brilliant.
I think he plays, I've not really listened to much of his stuff, but I think he's kind of started off doing some like smaller gigs and then just exploded over the past few years. But I've never actually seen him play, but I have heard his name bandied about before. But I think he does a lot of stuff with like Radio 1.
The live videos look pretty good. I was quite good. I had it on when I was cleaning the house the other day and had a wee jigging in my kitchen. Other than that, I've not been listening to Hell Heap. No. This is the last time. Chuff, anything interesting?
I've not been listening to anything new or watching anything new, but I'm replaying Rise of the Tomb Raider, ready for Shadow Tomb Raider coming out in September. So I'm more gaming right now.
I'm terrible.
I was up at Murray Gedge the other night and he was playing that. He was just finishing off as well.
Oh, is he? Yeah, the new one's coming out and it's set
right.
all Mayan apocalypse and it looks really good.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of like killing a bit of time before it comes out, so I'm not buying another game.
Yeah.
Just to spend a couple of weeks on it, or like a month and a half on it, and then something else comes out.
These games are expensive these days and they didn't fucking last as long anymore.
No, they didn't. But when I played it originally to like 100% it, because I'm one of them people, it took a fair bit of time. So I'm just replaying just the story just now, and then be ready for that. So that's about all I'm doing really.
Cool.
Nice.
I got loads. Right, so where are we going to start? First of all, I sat down the other night with Murray and his sister and I watched an episode of The In-Betweeners. That was the third time I tried to watch an episode. Didn't as much as crack a smile or laugh once.
Really?
Didn't think it was even mildly amusing.
See, the
waste of
episode
fucking
where
time
the
that
boy
was.
punches the fish to death on the boat.
No, Thorpe Park.
Kills
The one
me.
I was watching was some like lassie one of them was trying to get with, and she had another mate that they put with a really geeky guy because apparently she like gave blowies and that. And like they went to some party, somebody's 18th party. Dude, I didn't even laugh once. It was fucking terrible. I don't understand why everybody thinks it's so funny.
It's the type of humour I hate as well, which is just be as embarrassing as is physically as is physically possible, and that's funny somehow.
With that, Peep Show was like that, but I really liked Peep Show, whereas In-Betweeners I didn't find
Peep Show was
as funny.
clever though.
I never liked Peep Show. It's a very unpopular opinion, but I could never get into Peep Show.
It wasn't really my cup of tea either because it's the same. It's a sort of embarrassing thing.
It just made you realise how shit some people's lives were, and how shit and boring they were. But a lot of they did have some quite clever quips in it, which I liked. But I'm the same with you, Andy. I didn't really get into the In-Betweeners. I watched the movies. I thought they were kind of
I've seen the first
funny.
one. It's fine.
But yeah, the series I couldn't get into either.
Yeah, I couldn't even as much as raise a smile. People who know me know that that's not really unusual for me. So that's fair enough. Couple of albums for you. Got Lunar C's latest album, Dirt Brain. Lunar C was he's a rapper from Bradford who exploded on the battle rap scene back in sort of about 2011-12, a thing called Don't Flop.
Oh, yeah, I remember Don't
You know
Flop.
Dav Lynch, Dav's always into it. He got me into Don't Flop actually. So I was listening to his album. It's pretty good, but it's one of these where the guy's just the best battle rapper in the UK, but like with Jerry Cinnamon, it doesn't translate to a record with beats. For me, anyway. Even though the beats and that, some of them were really good. I've got Children of the Zeus, their latest album, which is called Travel Light. They're a Manchester duo, like soul singer and producer. That's what I keep thinking in the group chat the other day.
Yeah.
Do check that out. A couple of podcasts. Those Conspiracy Guys podcast, which is pretty good. So they look at like conspiracy stuff and famous serial killers and all this kind of stuff, but it's a total piss take to an extent. So they're actually just having a laugh, but it's quite serious sort of stuff as well. It's interesting. It's a nice blend.
I do like a conspiracy theory podcast from time to time.
Obviously, another podcast, Pod Squad, who I think are a couple of Irish guys. I think they're absolutely
on
quality.
my list.
And I've got the Minutia Men. They also left us a review on iTunes.
Oh, wow.
A wee 5-star review in that. So I did the same back from my personal account. I just want to give them a shout out. because I listened to a couple of their episodes today. They just hit 100 episodes as well.
Oh, nice. What is it they talk about?
All sorts of stuff, sort of news stuff, funny stories in the news, just all sorts of bits and bobs. And apart from that, I've just been collating some beats there, sent my boy Hus Kingpin, and just getting other bits and bobs ready in terms of mixing and that for some stuff for my major project next year. And looking for stories on the internet in case you're needing one for the end of the show today. So I've got a selection of 3 for you to choose from.
Fuck aye, well we'll finish with some Mitch. Have you been listening to anything interesting, my man?
A band called the London Funk All Stars. So they were around in the, I think it was like mid to late 90s. I got into them because they were they kind of tied in with another band that I really like, Red Snapper.
Oh, you talked about
yeah, so London Funk All Stars, I think it was their first album, was really, really good. It's kind of loads of they play as a live band as well, kind of similar to Red Snapper. And then I've also been listening to some Text-to-Say, which is a guy that we've released on Craigie Knowes. So he's been putting out a couple of records and mixes, so it's like really, really quick, aggressive electro music from Texas. And I've also been binge watching. Have you seen Hot Ones on YouTube?
Oh
yeah.
Hot Ones.
Yeah.
I actually really want you guys to do that for because I've seen a couple of podcasts do a version of it.
Yeah.
The Jenna Marbles and Julian Solomita one do a version of it, but it's mild ones. So it's basically,
it's really, really funny. Like it's they get 10 hot wings and 10 different hot sauces, and they start off with the mildest and work their way up, and by the end of it it's like fucking ghost pepper and Carolina Reaper, and it's just complete.
Terry Crews looked like he was hallucinating.
Yeah,
but I would really want you guys to do it.
The Joey Coco Diaz is really, really
Oh, really?
funny. Yeah, he's like one of my favourite. He's one of my favourite comedians.
Joey Diaz is amazing.
And his one is, he looks like he's about to die.
Well, he's always had a thing that wings should always be served with blue cheese sauce,
cheese
like
sauce.
fuck your ranch. So he actually turns up with his own bottle of blue cheese for the wings and that as well.
And the blue cheese!
He's such
So
a G.
see if you ever need a pick me up, just every day go on to Joey Diaz's Twitter.
Yeah.
And like, it's Tuesday. You're showing up with a big dick and shiny shoes. Like, that's Joey Diaz.
Yeah, you'll just be ripping on a bong or some pipe and what's up, cocksuckers? And smoking away. You're just like, he's the man.
I love Joey Diaz.
Such a G man. So
Fuck it. Well, we can do it because I came up with a concept for some stuff for our YouTube channel that we're going to try and look into. So maybe include something like that. Keep your eyes tuned for the Monkey Sword Fight Ultimate Athlete series.
I really like the idea of doing a Hot Ones kind of episode as well. I think that's a brilliant idea.
Fuck aye.
I'm up for that.
Tremendous.
There's been some good ideas the last few shows. Hot Ones, Kebab Taxis.
Kebab Taxis.
Kebab Taxis is fucking, honestly, absolutely.
Kebab Taxis.
Murray was on and he had this suggestion where what you should do, and he was going to try it, is you go to the kebab shop when you stagger out the dance and that, get your kebab and that, but then I'll pay them the delivery charge to deliver your kebab up to the house with you in the car with them.
It makes sense.
I was like, that's fucking genius,
A
man.
girl at my work did that on the way back from Rewind. They went into, is it Balaji on the Bridge End? Yeah, they went in and they couldn't get a taxi for love nor money, so they went, we'll give you like an extra tenner on top of our curry order if you deliver us with it. And the guy did it.
I mean, you'd be mad to say no to it. It's a tenner.
Exactly, yeah, makes sense.
I think that's a great idea for kebab shops.
See if it came up, we're going to get the pop up, one of our listeners is going to fucking take that and run. You want a cut or at least a sponsorship deal?
We'll shout you out for free kebab and chips and pizzas, man. I'll shout anything out for that.
Any budding businesses out there, we're a podcast and player with a reach of up to 1,500 people on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Get at us. We're not against selling our soul for some free kebab meat.
Donor drivers.
Yeah.
True story.
Donor drivers, kebab taxis. Yeah. I like it.
Balal buses. Right. Well, what we'll do is we'll wrap up with one of Andy Mack's stories of the week.
I'm going to give you a choice, right? So you can tell me which one of these three you want.
Okay.
I've got a story about a YouTuber who has to be saved by firefighters in his kitchen. I've got a story about a Florida man with no arms who gets arrested. And I've got a story about an Australian Post delivery driver who really needs the toilet.
I will go for the armless man who gets arrested.
Honestly, I won't go with the YouTube guy because Florida man always scares me because the Florida man stories are terrifying.
Let's go Florida man.
Alright. A 46-year-old homeless man with no arms was arrested in Miami Beach, Florida for stabbing another man with a pair of scissors.
With his feet. Tell me it was with his feet.
With his feet, yeah. Jonathan Crenshaw stabbed a 22-year-old Chicago man twice with the scissors before running away. According to the MBPD, Miami Beach Police Department.
Oh my God.
Seems like awfully difficult
What
to
the
say.
fuck happened?
So Crenshaw is a local fixture known for painting colourful works of art with his feet, and he was attacked near a shopping mall and tourist area in South Beach. The guy attacked him and he ran after him with a pair of scissors and managed to stab the guy with no arms, which I think is impressive running.
More impressive,
and then being able to literally, do you know what he did afterwards? He put the scissors away in his belt, just reached up his foot like that, did the trousers, and then away he went.
I never want to go to Florida. Like, no part of me wants to go to
Thing is,
Florida.
no one wants to go to Florida. You want to go to all the things around Florida.
Have you seen the video of the woman walking and there's a mountain lion or a jaguar runs past her?
Oh.
Yeah, she's walking down, it's basically like the Hermitage, it's like a little path, and this fucking giant, like, 75 kilo mountain lion, literally, it's a tiny little walkway and then there's swamp either side, and it runs right past her. Yeah, I wouldn't have...
What was that? Was that not that long ago a guy was eaten by one because this emaciated mountain lion jumped his pal. So as his pal's getting eaten, the boys went, right, stay there, I'll go and get help, tries to cycle off, so the cat catches him, murdered him, and then his pal ended up being alright.
That's right, yeah, it kind of wanted to chase something, so...
Yeah, because it was like an older one. It was the same, actually, I wanted to touch on this, I had a few podcasts talking about all the people were going on about that woman who shot the giraffe, and they were all up in arms about it, but it was all these people, oh, you're a horrible bastard, oh no. Apparently, that giraffe was an old giraffe, and it had already killed 12 young bucks.
Yeah.
Because that's what they do. When male animals get older, they kill the younger males so that they will still be the stronger one.
Yeah.
Then, the woman paid something like $50,000 to hunt that giraffe, that one specific giraffe, which went to the local village, and then that giraffe provided £300 of meat to the local village as well.
I read the same.
And then it made sure that the young bloodlines of giraffes carried on, and this old one didn't.
The thing is I get that, but the thing I've got a problem with, like, exotic animal hunting is for that one person who does that, there's so many other people who do fucked up shit and will kill just a random lion, random this, that and the next. So I just kind of have a problem with exotic hunting regardless of the reason. That's surely a job for, like, slightly more someone along the lines of, like, animal control or someone from that area,
who controls
not
it,
some
that's
random women.
But that's who controls it, because animal
But that
control.
shouldn't be the case then.
But then the village is getting money that it wouldn't have got before. It is also getting free food.
No, and I get
and
it.
the actual bloodlines of the giraffes.
But I just
carrying on.
I find it queasy. I didn't like it.
Here's the thing, regardless of the fact that what she had to do was essentially necessary for the young giraffe population,
Yeah.
do you know what the really silly thing was? Sitting there getting your fucking photo taken in front of you.
If you get your
it's
jollies off by
glorifying
killing something, there's something not.
I agree with, I do not agree with trophy hunting whatsoever. However, if it is done in line with conservationists, if it is done in line with the law, and you're not just sitting there touching yourself because you've got a photo of a giraffe, which, who was it? Somebody called them something funny the other day, and it was like cheetah, donkey, leopards, something like that. It was fucking hilarious. I thought that.
The backstory puts it in complete perspective, but it's the glorifying of having a photo
exactly,
put on your fucking Instagram.
It didn't need to be that person. It could have been, and it could have been done in a much less. It felt like it was done in a way. It wasn't tasteful, but it felt like it was done in a way to be like provocative. Is any form of releasing a wild game like that?
I agree with you, it should never be photo taken. The problem I have as well is with all the people online who don't actually understand that the people that benefit from this will take that all day.
Or if you're going to put the photo, at least put the explanation
on it.
Exactly.
Because the thing is
Fair enough.
in that instance may have been fine. I still don't agree with it, but may have been fine. But how many instances
is it that? Like, there's pictures of Donald Trump's kids, like, cutting the tails off elephants and shit like that.
Right,
Like, that's not necessary, and it just glorifies that, and I think it's wrong.
I think more people need to be educated on what goes on, but at the same time, I don't think these people need to be setting up their own torture porn.
I don't want to finish on a downer note for the day, so I'm going to share the YouTube story with you.
Yes! Oh my god, I'm so happy!
Right, here we go. YouTuber saved by firefighters after cementing his own head in microwave.
Okay.
Basically, this guy, Jay Swingler, and his group of friends mixed 7 bags of polyfiller before they poured it around his head, which was protected by a plastic bag inside the appliance. And then their intention was to use the microwave as a mould. Unfortunately, they fucked it up, and the emergency services spent an hour trying to cut him free, which was quite difficult because by the time it had set, they were chipping away with like proper like hammer and chisel thing at this polyfiller all around his face and his head, his skull, whatever. And then they broke a bit off and had enough to get a sort of straw sort of tube in there so he could breathe in that, but it took them about an hour and a half. Anyway, the guy's got a YouTube channel, so I'm quite keen to go and have a look at what other pranks he gets up
Right,
to.
YouTube seems like the weirdest thing, because like,
Why would you
for
do
the
that?
most part I watch makeup tutorials and food videos, and then every so often I watch like that Jenna Marbles once a week paints herself to look like a chair. That's like my ideal content. But there's people that I don't understand YouTube.
That's why women live longer than men.
That is exactly why things like that.
So I think it's just clear to the listeners, whatever you do, don't attempt to cement your head into a microwave.
Who would have that thought?
Who wants views that much?
Well, that's the never-ending battle to get views, isn't it? Against the algorithm of YouTube now. It's so difficult.
You're now just that fatty who put your head in a microwave and filled it with cement.
Yeah, but I bet you've got loads of like loyal 10-year-old followers.
As long as they're clicking and hitting those ads and hitting play, who gives a fuck? You're
Well,
making money.
if we ever decide that we need more followers, then you can stick your head in the microwave, mate.
I'm no up for it.
Right, well, I think on that note, we'll fucking wrap this shit up. Thank you once again, Mitch, for coming and sitting and talking about whatever the fuck we've talked about tonight. Thanks again for calling. We'll get all the details of when everything's going to kick off down at, is it the bank? It's being called.
Yes, the bank.
The bank.
I think because it used to be a bank, so.
Oh, okay.
Is there still a safe in there then? Usually,
Maybe.
Yeah, because usually with banks that they can't get rid of the safes
so
and all the
heavy.
doors and that. Yeah,
I'll scout it out.
that'd be a good wee private.
That'd be
Safe as fuck.
Go.
Thanks again, Mitch. You want to shout out your social media?
Yeah, get us on Groovement Perth. If you want to be friends with us, add Guy Groover. And if you want to follow the label, it's Craigie Knowes. And if you want to be friends with me, then you can add me as well, Mitch Hunter, and you can hear me moaning about stuff. That's it.
Nice.
Like it.
Chuff.
I don't know mine.
Fair enough.
I still don't know my Twitter handle. I'd have to go on Twitter and find out, so
That's
I'm
alright.
somewhere.
We'll stick it up at some point. We'll shout you out.
I'm private, so probably, no point.
Right. I'm on Twitter at Wagwan Patrice.
You've got what?
I was going to say we've got Mikey Dots as M_dots.
Underscore M dots.
Sorry.
Trolling. I'm at Macapella.
Find us on Podbean, iTunes, Facebook, Monkey Sword Fight Podcast. We are on Twitter, MSF_podcast.
You've got an Instagram now as well.
We also have an Instagram, which is MSF_podcast, I believe.
Don't know, Mike set it up and then he went on holiday.
Yeah, so fucked off with the details. Right, just search Monkey Sword Fight on Instagram. Email is monkeyswordfightpodcast at gmail.com. Like, listen and subscribe, and thank you once again for listening. Peace. Everyone else can say bye if they want.
Bye.
Catch you later.
Laters.